Hello and welcome to stage 2 of Dakar Daily, and controversy already. Now today the drivers and riders should have gone to Al Attiyah for the first half of the marathon stage, where they would have stayed overnight unassisted from their teams. Instead, that bivouac was flooded, so they've had to relocate here to Al Qaisumah. In short, the marathon bivouac has been cancelled, but we haven't lost any stage action. That's the most important thing to take from this. Now, yesterday in the car category, it was an absolute shocker for Audi. Both Carlos Sainz and Matthias Ekstrom started well in the new RSQ e-tron, but they got lost and dropped the whole load of time. Worse still for Stefan Petterhansel, who ripped the rear left off the car, and we joined him when he returned to the bivouac last night.
Normally it's possible to repair the car and to be ready for tomorrow, but the problem now, I'm completely out of the race because we took too much time to repair, and there is a joker, so I can restart tomorrow morning. But at the end I will be not in the final classification, so now the only target is try to help my teammate, try to do some good stages and to win some stage, and to do maximum of kilometers to learn about this car. This is not what we expect for sure, but at the end we know the race. I know the race since a long time. Sometimes you are a little bit lucky, nothing happen, and sometimes you get some big damage for nothing. Today I was not really lucky.
It's quite a big damage, it's quite a big damage for the A-arms, and it is quite a big hit. We are investigating still why it happened like this, but we think that tomorrow we have an idea what happened.
Now, I can tell you that Stefan Petterhansel has restarted the rally today, but he's basically just a support car for Audi. He'll be carrying more spare parts in case Matthias Ekstrom or Carlos Sainz get into trouble out on the stages. He will, of course, as well be collecting data on that new RSQ e-tron. That's enough from me. Here is the best of today's highlights. Today, the rerouted course to Al Qaisumah will test the teams over 791 kilometres in total, 338 of which make up competitive action. Again, sand and deep dunes making up the majority of today's test. In the car, Sebastian Loeb alongside new co-driver Fabian Lurkin put in an incredible performance in their BRX Hunter, smashing through the sand to improve on yesterday's second place and take his first stage victory since 2019, marking their 15th in total.
The real match, Nasser was pushing very hard. He was opening the road for the cars, and still he was really fast. So we had to push like in WRC for 340 kilometers. It was exciting, but it was really a tough, fast rhythm. At the end, I catch him, so I was able to follow him in the dunes. It's a bit more easy when you are just behind the car. And completely at the end of the stage, it was a lot of stones, so I tried to pass in front to avoid the puncture. Yesterday I had to, so it was important to finish well the stage.
Nasser Al Attiyah finished second today, 3 minutes 28 seconds behind the Frenchman in the runner-up spot. Despite arriving at the stop line with significant damage, he still leads the rally overall.
Hit the stone last 10k. We was front of Saab, but after we need to let Saab go, you know. But we decided, you know, to continue to not lose 2 or 3 minutes extra, you know. But okay, I am quite happy, you know, from this stage to open all the way, you know. It's not easy, you know, because the line of the bikes was a little bit difficult for us. But it's good. It looks like we are in good way.
Meanwhile, for Audi, it was a full system reset today. Carlos Sainz, who lost his way in yesterday's stage and dropped over 2 hours, finally brought the Audi home in a respectable position, showcasing the true pace of the RSQ e-tron. It was a welcome turn of pace for the new car, coming to the stop line third fastest. But he remains well over 2 hours behind Al Attiyah in the overall lead. In the bikes, Jean Barreda-Bort had a flyer today on the Honda, balancing navigation and speed. The Spaniard set the pace on the run into Al Kaisumar. He completed today's 338 kilometres fastest in a time of 3 hours, 31 minutes and 20 seconds. Next came 2017 winner Sam Sunderland in his first competitive Dakar outing on the gas. Clearly feeling good on the bike and the sticky conditions suiting him, while others struggled. Sunderland nailed his navigation to go second fastest, 5 minutes and 33 seconds down on Barreda.
Obviously today I started 6th and just tried to push all the way, you know. It was again a lot of navigation and some tricky notes, and I caught the 2 guys in front of me quite early, and then after the refueling the guys in front made a mistake, and then I was in front with Adrian for a while, then we caught to Matthias, and yeah, then in the last part we all just took turns really in opening, but a lot of difficult navigation, change of direction, difficult day.
After a difficult day one, KTM's Kevin Benavides found his form to round out the top 3, just 21 seconds behind Sunderland. Problems though for yesterday's stage winner Daniel Sanders. A navigational error cost him nearly 25 minutes today. Disaster too for Danilo Petrucci. He was hit with mechanical problems in the stage and could not repair his KTM, was eventually airlifted out. In the lightweights, the OT3 has taken a clean sweep of stage wins in this year's Dakar, but this time it was not Seth Quintero. Instead, Guillaume de Mavius, who had to call on his technical team yesterday, was unstoppable through stage 2 today. Starting 41st on the road, he went on to take the stage win. He was battling with Seth Quintero until the young American came to a standstill just after 300 kilometres as a result of a mechanical issue. He had to wait for assistance from his crew, a bitter blow to his 2022 Dakar chances. Meanwhile, Dakar legend Francisco Lopez Contado took advantage of Quintero's poor fortune, and he took second place overall today. In the quads, 2021 Dakar winner Manuel Andújar set the pace once again, taking the stage win by just over 2 minutes from Alexandre Giraud. Giraud is looking for his first finish of the Dakar since 2019. And in the trucks, it was another Kamaz whitewash. They utterly dominated today, taking the top 4 spots. Andrei Karganov leading home Dmitry Sotnikov, Eduard Nikolev and Anton Shibalov. Here are the stage results from today's action. And here are the overall class standings. So all go again today out on the stage. The battle is raging between Nasser Al-Attiyah and Sebastian Loeb in the car category. It was Loeb who won the stage today in that BRX Hunter, and it's a vastly improved car over last year's edition. Here is Gus Batelli to give you a closer look.
Hello everyone, my name is Gus Batelli, team principal of the BRX team. What we have here is our Pro Drive Hunter T1 Plus car. This is now under the T1 Plus regulations for 2022. New regulations from the FIA and ASO to bring all these T1 Plus cars balanced together to make the racing fair and good for everyone. So the cars are big steps from last year, which is still called T1. They are 2.3 meters wider, so that's 30 centimeters wider than the car we had last year, which again gives a lot of stability to the drivers in high speed and low speed. The wheels are massive difference. We're now to 37-inch tires compared to the 32-inch we had last year. So it's the same tire size the other cars had in the buggies, the 4x2 buggies last year. So it's a big step, especially in puncture protection. We had a lot of punctures last year with the 32-inch tyre. So this, from our testing, improves a lot the puncture protection, which at the end of the day is less stage time, and hopefully we'll get faster. So they've got new panels as well. So the car is virtually completely different. These are the new panels where the spare wheels go. So drivers and co-drivers will work together to get the spare wheel out and change the tyre in case of a puncture. They have been practicing a lot. Take about 90 seconds to do a full change, which is impressive considering the size and the weight of these tyres. We obviously had to update a lot around the car. The suspension components, we've got longer suspension travel now, 350 millimeters, still running the twin dampers. With the car being wider as well, all the suspension components had to be obviously widened to fit that, to fit the body of the car. Still running same fuel tank, a 500 litre fuel tank, but now running our sustainable fuel produced with Coriton and ProDrive. So this is saving 80% of gas emissions by running this sustainable fuel, which is, you know, it's what we're trying to bring to the sport, getting something sustainable that, you know, will be there for the future. This is Sebastian Loeb's car, so 9-time world champion. As you can see, it's fairly simple for the driver. He got his seat, few buttons on the steering wheel, the dash there with all the information you need for the car. Another dash on the center console, again, that gives all the information about the engine temperatures that the driver and the co-driver will work together and manage that. So you're still keeping the twin damper arrangement, better control and temperature control and everything for the suspension. So it's all working well so far. We used the opportunity with the new regulations to update the car in other areas that we found. You know, we could gain from last year, so we've got bigger windscreen, much bigger than last year. It just improves visibility a lot for the drivers. The bonnet is lower as well, so the drivers can see more going up and down the dunes. So this on the co-driver side, as I was explaining before, we can see the jack system here that will come down. You can see the shaft in there and the paddle. So that comes down, lifts the car up, lifts one side of the car up, so the driver and co-driver will have access to the tyres to change in case of a puncture. Co-driver side is becoming an extremely important job at Dakar. Navigation is key. It's getting more and more difficult every year. You can see they've got the tablets here where they follow the road books, intercom system to communicate with the drivers, and it's an extremely difficult job. We focused our testing this year around navigation and reliability. Now, once we knew where the performance of the car was with the upgrades, we left it and decided to work on the navigation, which is where we lost quite a lot of time last year. So it's a big focus this year to make sure, one, the car is reliable, second, we don't make any navigation mistakes, and then we'll see where we are at the end of Dakar 22.
Sebastian Loeb still chasing his first ever Dakar victory, and at the moment it's all going to plan. Now, in the bike category, it was a good day too today for Sam Sunderland, having made the switch from KTM to gas. Sam, here we are. Look, I'm used to normally seeing you in orange, mate. You look good in red. It brings out the colour of your eyes. What brought about the change?
Well, you know, I do like the new colours. The bike's really good, and yeah, what brought about the change? I guess just some internal things. Too many riders here, there, and everywhere, and yeah, they asked me if I wanted to swap, and honestly, I couldn't be happier. Bike's really good, and little refresh. It's like a change of clothes, so a change of bike, all good.
And the thing is, I mean, ultimately it is the KTM Husqvarna and the gas. They're all, you know, the DNA of them are all exactly the same. So it can't have been that much of a difference jumping off the KTM or onto this.
Yeah, the boys, yeah, I'm still in the camp with Pricey, so still got that the camaraderie going. Honestly, I've taken it as a positive. I like the new colours, I like the Fox kit, I like the bike, so yeah, I'm really motivated, you know. It's more like a little refresher on my career than anything else, to be honest.
It's a cool looking bike, and listen, you always end up, one way or another, stuck with a mad Aussie with big hair, and the same things happen. Now you're teammates with Daniel Sanders.
Yeah, I've been with Pricey for God knows how many years now, probably 5 or 6, and now shifted out and I got Sanders as a teammate, but he's a good fella and he knows how to swing off it, as you can see so far. So yeah, I really like him and get along well as everyone in the team. So he's cool. He's always full of beans and ready to rip. So kind of take a bit of that motivation off of him, and you know, if I can help him out with any experience stuff, I try to do that. So yeah, all's good.
That was going to be my next question, and you'll find this difficult to answer because you're a modest guy, but you know, in terms of experience, you've got a lot more than Daniel. His pace is unbelievable, but his experience isn't there, whereas you've got the pace and you've got the experience. So what is it that, you know, he's come to you and you've talked to him about?
So far not much. He's doing a great job all by himself, but you know, the Dakar's long, and I'm sure there'll be some moments where he'll need some advice, as I will, you know. Every day on the Dakar you learn something new, and today was no different, you know. We were there searching for a waypoint in the middle of the desert like idiots, and wondering which way to go, and always feel kind of stupid in them moments, especially after you've done like a solid 5-hour stint, like everything's gone perfect, and then you just make a mistake and you're just looking around like no idea where to go. All right, let's go back, start again. And yeah, the Dakar is a horrible beast like that, and yeah, we all need a bit of advice from time to time.
You yourself and Daniel were actually pretty good on the old navigation today. They said there were a few boys doing circles. It's been a good start to the Dakar for you. One win under your belt, obviously in South America. It'd be nice to pick up a Saudi Arabian one as well.
Yeah, certainly. That's always the goal, you know. When people ask me what your goal is for Dakar, like once you've won once, there's nothing quite that tastes the same. I've been on the podium twice in third, and it's just not quite that same feeling. So definitely gunning for that, and we've got a long ways to go, and sure, many more dramas along the way. So just have to keep banging the hammer, knocking on the door, and hopefully get it done.
Mate, I'm loving the red. Enjoy it, and have a safe Dakar.
Thank you very much.
That's it for Dakar Daily today, and what a day it has been. A long one for the drivers and riders. As you can see, the bivouac just starting to fill up behind me as the sun drops in Al Qaisumah. Now, as a result of the marathon bivouac being cancelled, it's a loop stage tomorrow, so everybody will leave Al Qaisumah, head out into the stage, and then come back here tomorrow night. In the cars, you simply cannot call it. Between Nasser Al-Attiyah and Sebastian Loeb, it's game on. Same deal in the bikes. A good day today for Joan Barredo bought in the Honda. What can Sam Sunderland do tomorrow? What can Toby Price do on the KTM? And in the truck category, well, you'd be a fool to bet against Kamaz. Don't forget to follow us on the social handles, Red Bull Motorsports and Red Bull Desert Wings. We will be back tomorrow with all the stage action and, of course, the stories from the bivouac. Thanks for your company. Goodbye.